Hello, everyone. Long live the habitual line steppers. This is Kev, and this is another Black Men Being Brutally Honest Smoke Show Sunday. Yeah, and thank you all for being here once again. The first thank you I'm going to give before I get started is the replay gang, because this is definitely be the first thing that they hear. So, for those of you who can't be here live and in real time, I appreciate you for coming to this channel because you are a very important part of the process. I would like to give shout outs in the chat now. Some of you were here before I hit that live button. We got Phil Brad in the building. We got RPM, Long Live. We got Toya the Tutor. Always good to see you. Long Live. Hurry up and buy. What's good? Phil Brad, hashtag the habitual line stepper. Alrighty. Like Revelations 2. What's good, Rob? Looks like we have some radiation in the chat. However, catastrophic impact X83rd power. What's going on? However, catastrophic impact X83rd power says, damn that boxing. Francis Ngannou beat Tyson Fury, but that ended up giving Fury the split decision. Oh yeah, damn. I was gonna actually put that in the slideshow tonight. Yeah, I was gonna give my take on it for a little bit. As soon as I get through with my shout outs. Rogish the snooze kicker. He has gone from build monger to snooze kicker. What's good, my brother? Oh, show. Alright. What happened to build monger? I mean, sometimes you gotta switch it up a little bit depending on the season, depending on the time of year. Sometimes it's good for a change. Like, sometimes you just like you have to change avatars sometime. Gotta change your name of your YouTube channel. Variety is the spice of life. All right, so I'll start off with the two major things happened yesterday, and one of them was the boxing match between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury. Very very big time event, star studded, celebrities, tycoons all in the building. In fact, Vince McMahon, the WWE guy, he created he brought the WWE to the prominence it is today, and professional wrestling on TV as sports entertainment wouldn't be where it was because of Vince McMahon. $9 billion got a front row seat, sitting by Mike Tyson. Yeah, man. But Francis Ngannou, man, he proved himself in the boxing ring. He proved himself to the world. I'll say that. And many people didn't give him a chance. I mean, I really thought that Tyson Fury would win this boxing contest because of his level of experience. But if it was either if Francis Ngannou was a step faster or Tyson Fury was a step slower, Tyson Fury would have lost that boxing match yesterday. And it was an exhibition. It was 10 rounds. It wasn't a championship fight for 12 rounds. Maybe the outcome would have been different. But usually, is when an MMA fighter gets in a boxing ring with a boxer, the MMA fighter loses. Um, Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather was one of those examples. Um, who's another one? Jake Paul and Ben Askren. Where Jake Paul and what's that guy name? I forgot. The guy that said that he would kiss Jake Paul's ring if he would let him get back in the ring again, which was a very weak look. I was ashamed that day. So let me look at Jake Paul opponents. I should have remembered this. Feel bad for not remembering the black guys that has gone in the ring. Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley was a Tyron Woodley was a very good MMA fighter at one point. He was a beast, as a matter of fact, but he kind of indignified himself to fight Jake Paul. Jake Paul also beat Anderson Silva. I didn't like that because Anderson Silva is probably my favorite MMA fighter of all time. Um, uh, Nate Robinson was the MMA fighter. I think Jake Paul beat Nate Diaz as well. Um, but usually, by example, when a MMA fighter steps in the ring with a boxer in a boxing ring, that MMA fighter loses. And Francis Ngannou lost via decision. I would say, many felt that fans and you know the famous personalities alike felt as if Francis Ngannou was robbed. Maybe a couple of you in the chat feels like that Francis Ngannou was robbed, but I mean it is what it is at this point. Um, Tyson Fury is the historically the winner, but Francis Ngannou gained the respect of the world, which is a victory within itself. It's not a victory, you know, by the scorecards. As Francis Ngannou lost by 1 point via decision, but he did knock Tyson Fury down. That is more than what people expected him to do. It was really more than what I expected him to do. But they said that Francis Ngannou has the hardest punch in combat sports as of right now. So you can say that he has a punch that is comparable to the punch Mike Tyson had when Mike Tyson was in his prime. But the difference between Ngannou and Tyson was a boxer. He was a full blown, fully trained boxer. Uh, and I hope to see Francis Ngannou in a boxing ring soon. But he did say at the press conference that he was gonna do MMA and boxing, so you might see Ngannou in a MMA ring again. I was really hoping I could see that Ngannou John Jones fight. That would have been awesome because John Jones would have been in there with an opponent that could have very well knocked him out. Um, but I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, what do y'all feel in the chat? I see Hybrid said something. Yeah, Hybrid says, "Oh, weather. What's good? Weather says Fury did take him seriously." Vince paid. No, you didn't hear me right. I didn't say Vince paid $9 million for four floor seats. I said Vince McMahon is worth $9 billion, especially after Endeavor's acquisition of the WWE. So, like the WWE and UFC are under the same umbrella right now. Um, but I don't know how much he paid for the floor seats. I bet he paid over $1 million though, because that was a very high profile fight. Very. Uh, Fury didn't take him seriously. Take him serious. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, Fury swears up and down he did because he knew a guy of the reputation of Francis Ngannou. I mean, but Tyson Fury is an undefeated boxer, so that argument can be made. I mean, yeah, and what that says to me, whether is maybe he didn't look all that serious to you. So it's so many who have commented on this fight was like, yeah, Fury didn't look like the Tyson Fury that went against Deontay Wilder. And RPM, he made a post on Facebook yesterday, like Deontay Wilder, like some about Deontay Wilder and the possibility of him getting in the ring with Francis Ngannou. I don't know about like Deontay Wilder himself was an undefeated boxer, but they argued that he was really fighting nobodies. But they'll do a black man like that. Oh, he's fighting nobodies. No, they did Roy Jones Jr. like that. They said he was fighting nobodies. He made a whole rap song. I wonder if y'all remember that rap song. Y'all must have forgot.
He was like, they were saying I would fight nobody. I just made him look like nobody. Y'all must have forgot. Man, I laughed every time that video came on. I was like, nice try, Roy. Nice try. But then he came out with that body headbangers the second CD, and then that was the one with I smoke, I drink, I'm supposed to stop, but I can't. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell y'all about my younger days here in a minute. But yeah, I mean, I wanted Ngannou to win, but I knew Fury was gonna pull it off. I knew Fury was gonna pull it off. And it's just like I just didn't really. I was really pleased with Ngannou's performance. I'm a fan of Francis Ngannou, not just because he's a black man, because man, he did some devastating knockouts in the UFC. Like he destroyed people. Like he utterly destroyed folks. So, one day, I would like to really see a rematch between him and Tyson Fury. Now that's gonna be a money match. But you know how I watched that fight? I watched it on Facebook. I found like some dude when the fight started, like he was broadcasting it live from his TV. I said, hell, yeah, that's the best $79 I ever saved. That fight was $79 to watch. I'm like, God damn, that's high as fuck. That's more than what I paid for any WWE pay per view in the past. I mean, I watch them on Peacock now. I don't pay but like $4.99 a month on Peacock, $4.99. So yeah, but anyway, the second thing that happened, I said two things that happened yesterday was Matthew Perry, star Friends. Oh, let me finish these comments first before I talk about that. Francis was slowing down but did enough to win. Fury seemed a bit scared to engage with Ngannou. Man, because Ngannou is so heavy handed. There's still a build monger, but snooze kicker permits a greater leverage. And I'm getting on code that I set for my timestamps. LOL. Hybrid. Oh, here we go. Hey man, look, weather cool and all, but don't let them drag y'all down that rabbit hole, please. He will. Well, I think Fury was focusing more on Osick. Yeah, Osick sitting at ringside. Francis gave a good effort, but he rightfully lost Kev. Okay, well, that's your opinion. Um, that's your opinion. I did say many thought he was cheated out of it. Ngannou wanted to be a boxer and train a bit before decided to go into MMA. Yeah, he told that story. He wanted to be a boxer first. He was like, "Yeah, man, I wanted to be Mike Tyson, and I never saw an actual Mike Tyson match. I just hear about it, The man said he caught Fury with an equilibrium shot. Tyson Fury was clearly out of shape and didn't take Francis seriously. Tyson Fury was out of shape when he fought Deontay Wilder, and he still handily beat him. Like Tyson Fury is not one of these in shape guys. He's not one of these beach body guys, but he knows how to box. He's pound for pound, however many pounds that is, the greatest boxer on the planet right now. And he's about to fight another pound for pound great boxer in Usyk in December. And I mean, shit, you got to train for that one, too. But everybody's gunning for the champ. Deontay Wilder hits harder than Francis. I mean, it didn't seem like that in that second fight. Tyson Fury and Alexander. Man, I don't know how they. I'm gonna say Alexander Usyk. Two white men are the two best heavyweights of this era. Wilder is third because Fury beat Usyk. Fury, Usyk, Wilder. I mean, where does Anthony Joshua uh, fit into all that? And what's the other dude? Andy Ruiz. Where does he fit in? I mean, Ruiz beat Joshua, and Joshua turned around and beat Ruiz. So once Fury felt Ngannou power, he seemed concerned. Fury hit him with an illegal elbow. He didn't get docked any points for that. He should have. He said, what about Anthony Joshua? Uh, Roy used to be one of my favorite boxers. Hmm. Usyk Usyk for me is the boogeyman of the heavyweight division. SLN Fitness, what's going on? Thanks for being here. For me, Usyk beats every last one of them. I've never seen Usyk fight. I mean, I might try to I might try to watch the other fight on Facebook too. Shit, if they got it. Usyk wanted UFC to pay him what he was worth, but they didn't. So he took his talents elsewhere and got paid 20 times more in the UFC. Well, hey, that was something that worked out for him. Glad get that money, get that money. Yeah, the accent. Yeah, in Ghana, like, yeah, man, I like to fight, and I want to show the people something. I knock them out, and I'm here. That's what he used to say in the UFC. He was like, I'm here, and I would show them more. I would show them something else. Like, say hybrid, he fought Vladimir Klitschko. Our new star, what's going on? Said this is Ngannou's debut, and he did better than Wilder. Yeah, Wilder really should have performed better the second time against Tyson Fury, since he was already in the ring with him one time. I like to bow over Joshua. Sounds like I missed the battle of Jericho. So Joshua fought the battle. Arnie Stahl, good, and the Chinese heavyweight would beat him too. One thing I've noticed about, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but you watch kung fu films, and then you see Asians in combat sports. The one place that Asians do really good is professional wrestling, and those are predetermined outcomes. But there's a really huge degree of athleticism that comes with it. They get bodied in MMA. Like they get bodied in MMA. I remember, but they're either really, really, really good or they just get bodied. Like I saw the one defeat Anderson Silva had in an MMA ring was some dude, he was Asian, did like a jumping leg lock, a jumping leg grapevine or something, and he came down and Anderson Silva tapped immediately. I mean, he had to do that shit with precision, whether in boxing too. Yeah, in boxing too. Oh, okay. Well, I gotta check out some matches. I'm sure they're all over YouTube in lighter weight classes. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, I stand corrected. I stand corrected. I don't mind correction. Okay. So anyway, moving right along. Yeah, Matthew Perry died. The guy that was on Friends. Friends, I probably collectively watched 20 minutes of the entire show. This is not an exaggeration. What up, Sick Diggy? It's not an exaggeration. 20 minutes of the entire show is just like, it was like, at a time I grew up, in Alabama, and it was just so cool to be black. Friends was just like a white peoply show to me. It was just no reason for me to watch it. I mean, it was like watching for me. It was like watching My Little Pony. That shit's for girls, except for Friends was for white people in particular. Uh, but I already knew of Matthew Perry. He was in one of the first ever Fox shows. When Fox first launched. I mean, when they first launched, like when they first became the Fox network. I'm talking about Tracy Ullman show launch. When they were showing Werewolf. I mean, I don't know if anybody know about Werewolf, but there was a show called Second Chance, and the second season was called Boys Will Be Boys, and Matthew Perry was in the show. Like Second Chance was about a guy that died and he went to heaven, and for some reason St. Peter decided to choose this guy out of all the millions of people that have ever died to send him back to earth and help his younger self. His younger self was played by Matthew Perry. By the next season, they took him out of the show and just made it Matthew Perry show and called it Boys Will Be Boys. Basically, one of these white guy comedies. I think it lasted a couple. like maybe another season or two, and then they got rid of the show. But that's the first time I saw Matthew Perry, and then he resurfaced. I mean, he did various other projects. Then he resurfaces, and I'm friends with Matt LeBlanc, David Schwimmer, and Courtney Cox, and Lisa Kudrow, and Jennifer Aniston. Yeah. Yeah, I think those. I mean, if I missed anybody, hey, keep in mind I never really watched the show, but Rogan said ABC Family Vibes. And what's good information, man? Also remember Matthew Perry was in a movie called Serving Sarah and with Elizabeth Hurley and Terry Crews. I just wanted to show y'all a couple things. Uh, show y'all a couple things. We see this is how the internet can be. Like, show y'all. This is the internet right here. This is the internet. People say that the internet is undefeated, but when I see stuff like this, I mean, which is pretty dark. When I see stuff like this, people truly are safely tucked away on the internet. They truly are. I mean, we are living in a time where people can be as disrespectful as they want and get away with it because you're not within arm's reach of them. And they do little silly stuff like this. They'll tell you, "Oh, it's a joke and everything." I mean, but you know, it was like as the opening credits foretold, Matthew Perry. Yeah, Matthew Perry. They say it drowned in his hot tub. And from what I understand, what I would discover as I'm reading like news stories is that Matthew Perry was an opioid addict. He was immersed in that Hollywood lifestyle. So I mean, it is what it is. We have become a culture of people who have made fun of death. We really have. I mean, it seems that the rules. This is what the rules are today. Yeah. And then here's another meme right here. Like, like, come on, guys, seriously. I mean, this is how we are. This is our level of moral consciousness today. I mean, ain't like I just go around feeling sorry for other races or whatever, but I do have an inkling of sympathy. But I just wanted to show you guys that this is the kind of things that go on in the Facebook pages that I'm subscribed to and members of, certain various dark groups. And I mean, just the underbelly, just, just the underbelly right here. So, yeah, this is this is what it is. This is what we have come to as a so-called quote unquote civilization. Uh, Ray Hummer was good. He says, "Brother Kev, R.I.P. Matthew Perry." He said Rogish, the snooze kicker, said he's being called a comedic genius. I don't know, man. It's like I mean, he's a good actor, but I mean, I would say comedic genius. I mean, let's just be honest here. Uh, Rather said disgraceful. Social media is demonic. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, Vicodin, alcohol was his addictions. I seen one they made him as Deadpool with a swimming pool under him. Well, here it is on the screen. Dizam. Okay. All right. Two more things, and I'm going to open up the panel. See who wants to come up. Two more things. Telescope 3. He was an alcoholic. He had a jet ski accident requiring multiple surgeries. Got hooked on opioids. Starting an opioid clinic in Malibu to get others off opioid. Yeah, he's gone, man. I mean, I think I heard this news either before I watched the fight or after I watched the fight. Because somebody on Facebook was like, Matthew Perry, come on, man. And I was like, oh, what are they talking about? So I Googled it, and there it was, Matthew Perry. I said, Matthew Perry can't be dead now. Come on. Then it's like, yeah, it was one of the first headlines that popped up. Matthew Perry dead at 54. Now, let's not forget earlier this week, Richard Roundtree passed. Yeah, Richard, let me get this off the screen. Said he seemed like a decent guy. God bless his family. Yeah, weather does have some decency and sympathy for fellow man. Bob Saget dies now. Matthew Perry. I heard some egregious shit about Bob Saget. Like he was involved in some. He was involved in some real funny business. You know, but it seems to me that once you are on that famous level and you try to get out of it, then bad things kind of seem to happen. But let me see. Let me go to my community post since I didn't think to put a picture of Richard Roundtree in the in the slideshow. Yeah, Shaft. Shaft passed away. He's one bad mother. Shut your mouth. I got 248 likes on this one. So, we got a since my central audience is black men and a few black women, I think they can pretty much acknowledge the cultural impact that Richard Roundtree has had. So much respect to the brother. Rest in peace. It's not real. It's not a real good thing when you know, not a real good thing when our cultural icons pass. Yeah. And I mean, like I think he had breast cancer, but he died from another kind of cancer. Let me look this up. Let me look this up real quick. Uh, what did Richard Roundtree actually die from? Richard Roundtree cancer. I know some of y'all are saying it in the chat, but I want to. He died from pancreatic cancer. So he died from pancreatic cancer. So he went from breast cancer to pancreatic cancer. I mean, the man was a fighter to the end. Shoot. Died at 81 years old. You know what? And the last of the black exploitation. I think Pam Grier is still alive as far as the women, but Fred Williamson is the only one left. Fred Williamson, because you got Jim Brown, you got Jim Kelly, you got Richard Roundtree, you had Fred Williamson. So Fred Williams, and I was really surprised to to hear that Fred Williamson was still alive. So he's still kicking. So just keep our eyes on him. All right. So all right, now I'm gonna tell y'all about a little story that I have. It was the first time I smoked. Something that would eventually, years later, inspire a smoke show Sunday. Even though smoke has another definition when it comes to social media impact shows. You know, people have a tendency to believe that um, smoking is smoke. Well, not smoking, but giving someone smoke is disrespecting and yelling and screaming and calling each other names. And what good is that if you can't hear what each other has to say? I mean, it's all good with me at the end of the day. I mean, what you feel and how you think. I try to never make it personal, and I want you guys to know that whether you are whether you are watching in the clouds or you're participating with me live or you know, what ever so often, whatever role you play in this process, replay gang members, and I haven't even shouted out the members yet because you are very important as well. Let me get to that list. Yeah, it's 10 of you. Who wants to become number 11? Uh, Members are as follows: got Greg, Aaron P, Phil, Brad, Zentober, Toya the Tutor, Indigo Flow, Go Professor _Gold Star P _GP _X salute emoji exclamation point. D Rock Den, American Negro, and D Scott. Thank you guys for your continued support month to month. You guys are great. All of you really are great. But the members, they do that little extra, and they choose to do that little extra with me. Yeah. So, anyway, I'm just gonna just I wanted to share this story. It was about the first time I got high off smoking weed. I was 19 years old. I was going to be 20 that year. Let me take you back to 1996. Yeah, I'm gonna start it off a little similar to the story they did at Half Baked. They was like, the first time you smoked, they didn't really get high, but the first time they smoked, they got real high. So the first time I smoked, I didn't really get high, and it was because I wasn't doing it right. So so early summer 1996, it was me, one of my best friends at the time, Michael or Mike. We called him Mike. One of my other homies named Jurgen. He was like the funny guy of the crew. Um, and his drug dealer named Kool Aid. Yep, I knew a drug dealer named Kool Aid. Kool Aid is deceased today, getting killed in what he was known for, drug dealing. But anyway, we were all sitting around, and I had already puffed with these guys one time, but that was the time I didn't do it right. I didn't really feel anything. So the second time, we kind of wanted to make sure that I got it right. So they rolled about two or three blunts, and it was like, so I was smoking. What I was doing the first time is that I was smoking it like a cigar. I would take the smoke in my mouth, try to taste the smoke or something, and then exhale, which that wasn't right. Not for weed. So guys was like, man, look, man, you got to take it in your lungs and you got to hold it in. So I did that. I did that a couple times. It wasn't no real thing, but the next thing you know, all the feeling rushed in at one point. It was like, it felt like a dream. I would always compare it to a dream. It felt like I was on the inside of a dream, except for this dream kind of turned into a nightmare. Uh, man, it was great. I was getting shotguns and everything. It was just, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Or more like, what the fuck is going on here? you know, Stuff like that. Then Jurgen, the joke cracker, started telling jokes and shit, and man, I was on the ground laughing. And then everybody's like, man, this nigga's really high. I was like, damn. So it's like reality. Reality was just something else at that point. So we hopped in my car. We went to the mall. Yeah, I saw my parents. Yeah, I saw my parents at first time ever. I saw my parents. You know, Dad. He just looked at me and just was like, "Oh, we'll talk to you later, buddy." And then my mom was just she was shaking her head, and my sister was laughing at me, like pointing, like, Stace, like, why are you doing this? Yeah. Then we go in the mall because I always, like, I got reverence for my parents. I really do. I have respect for them, and I never want to appear in any other kind of state besides a regular state. And I was just I was trying to get out the house at that point. I know some of y'all be like 16 and 17, you go off to college, you go off to the military. I was in college. The college I went to was down the street from the house I grew up at. So, yeah, so I walk in the mall. No, let me see. Not it wasn't the mall yet. That wasn't the first thing that went wrong. The first thing that went wrong was Mike got in a fight with the drug dealer. Mike got in a fight with the drug dealer. The drug dealer had a billy club, was trying to swing it on Mike, hit Mike's fist. Mike was acting all tough. I'm like, really? A fight? The fuck? Like, I'm just looking around, but this is a dream, man. I wasn't like I would usually be the guy that's like, "Come on, man, don't fight," because you remember I told you I was a good guy. I was just like, but the marijuanas had kicked in. So I went to the mall. First people I saw were my parents. I told you about that. Sister laughing, mama shaking head. Dad was like, "We'll talk to you later, buddy." And then, I walk a few steps, walk a few steps, and I see my cousin. Now, it wasn't the cool cousin. It was the cousin that liked to snitch me out. So yeah, I had to deal with that. I mean, I had to put on a straight face, but I don't even know how I performed. Then all of a sudden, I just started dancing in the middle of the mall, not around my cousin, because reality had just shattered for me. It was just like, damn, it's like things that are going wrong. It was like everything that could go wrong kind of did go wrong, except for like the only thing that was my fault was smoking. Then I went to work that night. I went to work that night. I had to work from like 7:30, 8 o'clock to like 1 o'clock that next morning. Man, it was an event trying to get through that shit because I was working at a very, very busy McDonald's. I mean, I didn't have time to really sit around. I didn't care about what the effects were. And, when I finally came down, which was the next morning, my dad was like, I guess he had kind of let it go just to see what happens. I didn't really let him know what I was doing, or, he said that it was one. I mean, he would later reveal that it was one of the first times that he noticed something different, I would say, because your parents know you, in many cases, they know you better than you know yourself. So, he just saw it as something that, for the level of strictness that they raised me with, they were surprisingly calm about it. They probably were worried about if I'd go off on the deep end or something, because, back then there was a bunch of propaganda out there that weed was a gateway drug, that it leads to other more harmful stuff. I tell you what it led to. That next year was my first time getting really drunk, but that was another story for another time, because that story right there involves strippers. Yeah, man, shit. I mean, I had somewhat of a cool life. I wouldn't say that it was the most eventful, but I did things that would make people kind of chuckle a little bit. But anyway, here's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna go ahead and react. And I mean, like, it's not really so much a react. You can't really react to yourself, but I'm gonna recap the what happened last week between myself and Rael. Because I went back and I was like, yeah, I did pretty good. I actually did better than I thought I would. Receiving smoke from someone, but um, I didn't get a chance to really speak and really say what I was gonna say in real time. And I understood that when I went back and watched myself and Rael's exchange. So I'll be giving my little short analyses about it, and then I'm gonna open the panel, and then we'll see where we go from there. So yeah, Detroit 313, Lewis Conyer, what's going on? Toya's like, up with hope, down with dope. Okay, so Kev got some strong stuff. It didn't even have to be that strong though. When you smoke and your system is not used to it, man, it could have been some Babbage, as we called it. The lower form, and it would have still had some effect. Yeah, that marijuana would take you on a trip. You get paranoid. It intensifies scary movies, lengthen commercials. Yeah, it did all that shit. Makes Hey, and here's what else it does. It makes music and video games and watching anime cartoons like Dragon Ball Z a shit ton better. And those are already great things. So let me go ahead and just go through this once again. So my exchange with Rael. Not that I want to continue to have a back and forth with guys like that, but like I said, I didn't really get a chance to speak. And one thing that what happened with me is I got flustered. I got frustrated with it. And that is very uncommon with me when it comes to my presence on YouTube. And Jada, what's going on? Oh, Jada's here. Shoot, I wonder was Jada here last week. Let me see. But let me show y'all this real quick. I mean, Jada would have probably had some things to say that I was saying that in reference to that. This is my exchange with Rael, and what I'm going to be doing is, I'm going to be, give my take on the situation, and I would say fair use, but since this is from my show last week, completely unnecessary. So, all right, here we go. Speak.
Hello?
Speak.
Hello?
Hello. Hey, I'm here, bro. Speak.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Um, let me first address the first point I want to address. I came on your show probably a month and a half ago. Probably not that long, probably a month. I asked you specifically. I asked you point blank, had I ever done anything to you to disrespect you? You said no. I asked you, have I ever contributed to your fucking platform? You said yes.
Okay. All right. That happened. That's true. Has Rael, previous to that, ever done anything to disrespect me? Has Rael, previous to the comment that you're reading on the screen, done anything to disrespect me? The answer was no, it wasn't. He didn't. He never did. But he wasn't speaking so much in reference to himself as he was to Black Brain Trust because he, as far as he was concerned, was part of the Black Brain Trust, or the grandioso way of thinking that I believe he has, and he believes that he is the Black Brain Trust, which I will stand by I will stand by saying that he isn't. I will say what he is, subsequently, probably in the next 2 or 3 minutes. But he has he ever disrespected me? No. Has he contributed to this channel? Yes. I mean, I would say that about any panelist. Panelists such as Roguish, panelists such as Judge Dre, panelists such as Chaos Rain, Louis Kanye, who I saw in the chat, Hybrid Catastrophic Impact X83rd Power, the few times he's been on the panel in the past, and Toya, the tutor. Yes, all of these people have contributed as panelists to my platform. And, I appreciate any input that anybody, was willing to give when they, hit the link and join the panel. Even Taz. Taz has been on two shows in the history of this channel. You know, you know, everyone has made a contribution because that the names I just mentioned. Because I mean, you could be anywhere else on this planet. You choose to come here to participate with me in the process of growth that is black men being brutally honest. So yeah. So but some people believe that they are more meaningful than others. So anyway, me continue. Uh, make sure I ain't got no messages telling me that my audio is fucked up because some of you will do that. uh, anyway,
The reason why I came on that particular show, the reason why I came on that show was so there would be no beef.
News to me.
Okay.
At the time, it was news to me.
I came on that show as a go between our space, so there will be no issue between our space over at the Brain Trust and you specifically. Okay.
Okay, go between. Complex design has been on this channel before. Grown men do not need other grown men speaking for them, which gives heed to what I would subsequently say about Rael's presence on that channel. Um, Mike V could have stepped up on the panel, but I understand why he wouldn't. And Complex Design could have stepped up on the panel, which I understand why he wouldn't, especially at this point. And I don't even really think I'm in a beef with those guys. I think it's done. I'm just reviewing this because, like I said, I let him say everything he wanted. But when I started speaking, he didn't even give me a chance to speak on my platform, on this channel. I mean, it's YouTube's platform, but it's my channel. Okay, so let me let me clarify that. So anyway, so well, what was the point? Oh yeah, grown men don't need other grown men speaking for them.
When I left that show, you had nothing to say. You had nothing to say that you had a problem with, as far as I was concerned. And as far as I was concerned, the shit was dead.
Okay, well, as far as he was concerned, wasn't all that important really. My issue was the way complex design came to my channel at the time. I had mentioned it a couple more times on shows, but I mentioned a lot of things. And I mention things because I fucking want to. I mean, he came to the show. He was up until that point the only smoke that I ever received on this show. He came up. He was like, "Well, since you're a coward, I'm going to give you smoke, but I'm going to give you smoke the right way. I'm going to do it from I'm going to do it from my channel." Which he didn't want to talk about it right then and there, which I thought was some fuck shit. But people have their own way of doing things, so it's all good. If they felt insulted that I called them a coping space, maybe they should have felt insulted that I called them a coping space, because to those guys they mean so much more. So anyway,
You came back and you made some shows against the Brain Trust.
no, I mentioned the brain trust casually a couple of times. Then Complex Design finally decided to deliver on his promise on a Tuesday morning, which I saw in my feed. I saw the show. When I say I saw the shows, which I will say, I saw the shows on my feed, but I didn't listen to them. You know why? Because I didn't even have faith that they would have been witty enough to actually drag me into drag me to fucking filth. I just didn't have the faith. If you are a funny guy, like I would say O'Shea level or a Corey Holcomb level, and for some reason you get pissed off with me and make a show, I probably would watch it because those guys actually have some type of comedic edge to them. You know what I'm saying? I probably would have been entertained. I can respect the game. If somebody wants to drag me and roast me, hey, that's fine. I'm not gonna be like, man, them bitch ass niggas, man, fuck them niggas. If they do good enough, if they do good enough, I couldn't like I can't like I said if when like I will say when you see when I say it, if I want to fall asleep, if I have trouble sleeping, I will go directly to their channel. And that's not even an exaggeration. But I'm supposed to be done with this, but I have to review this.
After that, a space that I rock with. So when you make a statement about the Brain Trust, you're talking about me too.
I had no idea that was the case. I had no idea if I made any criticisms about the Black Brain Trust that I was messing with Rael. And you know what's funny about this? I will talk about how weird it is for people to repeatedly talk about and make broadcasts about a 70-year-old, almost 70-year-old man. I mean, not that, that says anything about his level of knowledge, but, it just, you know, I find it very, very weird that someone would repeatedly make broadcasts about, I would say, other content creators instead of focusing on their own content. I would find that very weird. So, what's wrong with me saying what I said and him treating me like I was wrong in saying what I said, even though, you know what I meant by coping space, yeah, was a negative thing. It was a negative thing. So, anyway,
All
okay.
right. All right.
All
All right.
right.
Hold on.
All right.
You said everything you needed to say about me. I'm gonna recount the history so you understand where you went wrong. You
Is that so? Here's the thing. Here's the thing about channel etiquette, and I do understand this when I step on other content creators' platforms. Whatever they say kind of goes. Whatever they say kind of goes. I admit to my own fault. I kind of let people ride with too much bullshit, and it's probably a bad look for me as a content creator. Um, I've gotten feedback in the past. Kev, you're too diplomatic. Kev, you are a good guy. Kev, you have a phenomenal amount of patience. And I believe the reason why I let Rael go with this hold on, is because I have phenomenal patience. But anyway,
pulled up in the chat and you insulted us by saying we were a coping space based on a stream that Mike and them was doing in response to something AB Media said. First
yeah, well, they're letting AB Media affect them. And yeah, I'm not saying you can't talk about anyone. I'm not saying that you can't react to anyone. But let's continue.
and foremost, that shit ain't have nothing to do with you. It was
Well, I'm a subscriber. Anything that I do on this channel and you're subscribed and you're critical of it, it does have something to do with you. You don't have to be subscribed. You want to be subscribed. So I take you into consideration. People want to be treated like, treated well, treat like, when people subscribe, and not, like I said, not everybody has to. Not everybody has to subscribe to you. You offer them a courtesy. I'm not saying that that gives me a level of power on other people's channels. I'm not saying that. I mean, all I do is add one more to your subscriber count. It can matter to you, it cannot matter to you. It is what it is. But everyone, not like people aren't above reproach. They aren't. They're not above reproach. I'm not above reproach. Nobody's above reproach. Nobody's above criticism. Like they always tell me when they go on their Black Manosphere hate rants on various channels. Oh, no one is above criticism. You're saying that we can't criticize. So this is literally what Ryle is doing. You're saying I can't criticize. I say you guys have become a coping space. You're not a brain trust. But anyway,
none of your damn business at all.
my
But
business.
the reason why you pulled up was because you thought that the show was about BGS.
Well, I would probably say after your first 100 shows about BGS, that would have been easy to assume. But for whatever reason I was there, um, if I were to say something less than, that falls short of kissing anybody's ass, I do apologize because I am not a kiss ass.
So you came to BGS's defense when there was nothing even concerning BGS at all.
Okay. Well, that's debatable. People will say stuff like, and I mean, you got these paranoid fucks around here that call me, BGS my internet daddy, which, that's one way to kind of piss me off a little bit because I'm a grown ass man. Uh, by many definitions, and right now, I mean, someone isn't acting like a grown ass man. and I wouldn't include myself in that equation. And there's only one other person, so yeah, continue.
But you called us a coping space. And then when BGS went on your platform and said to you, to your face, that your own channel is a coping space and this space is group therapy, you had no reply against it.
Why would I? That night that I made the remarks that this was a coping space. Sexy Red TV asked the question, so this isn't a coping space? And my response to her was, yes, black men have coped on this channel before. I do not agree that the purpose of this channel is a coping space, but um, in this broadcast and in a broadcast previous to that, BGS had already clarified that he was speaking of the black manosphere as a coping space for black men. He wasn't speaking in particular about this channel, but the fact that black men have coped on this channel and I have allowed it makes the issue debatable. At least for me, because that's not my intention for people to unpack their emotions and and their traumas, on this channel or whatever. But I am a person that is very courteous to black men who come on these panels. And because of this fool right here, maybe I should do less of that. Not to say that he's ruining the game for everybody, but it's really making me reevaluate how I approach things. So,
So which one is it? Are we this coping space in the brain trust, even though we don't talk about bitches there?
uh, you don't have to be talking about bitches to cope. You don't have to be talking about Keisha to cope. You could be what I could have been talking about as far as coping spaces is that you're coping with the fact that you're not making as much progress as you would like to have made on your channel. And it seems to me that you might be a little edgy about other people making progress on their channels, such as let me pull this example out of the air. AB Media. AB Media have been running them coliseums in the place of Arthur Vidmore. So I would say that, and he has received support from y'all former internet daddy BGS. Yeah. So that might be why it was kind of in their feelings that AB had said anything, which is only a theory of mine. But anyway,
Or are you a coping space? And if you are a coping space and you didn't defend yourself, you didn't even push back, you didn't.
maybe I didn't see it as an insult, and maybe I disagree. You could have felt free to disagree and move forward. But hey, if you have every right to feel how you feel, bro.
Didn't even deny it. So you accepted what he said.
I mean, BGS has a right to his opinion. Plus, he's done something that you haven't. Like, he's given true support to this channel. Doesn't mean that he deserves for me to kiss his ass or anything like that. But BGS, like I told him last week, he hasn't crossed me yet. He hasn't done anything that has really, really pissed me off. And I mean, I can at least acknowledge that. I mean, people want to be pissed off with people and they want other people to support them in being pissed off with other people. You motherfuckers need to stand on your goddamn own.
So you had no issue with us. Your issue should have been with BGS
No one can tell me who I have to have issues with.
because he told you what the space was and you didn't say anything.
The space, as in the black manosphere. And no, I didn't say anything. I don't believe that the black manosphere should be a coping space. I believe the black manosphere. Now, this is just me. Everybody doesn't have to share my opinion. I believe that the black manosphere should be a place where we assert the strength of black men and make a push once and for all to solidify ourselves in Western culture. But not everyone in the black manosphere sees it that way, obviously. And a person that has far more pull than me in this space believes that. I mean, it is what it is. They see they see, and Marcus said this earlier this week. Marcus said they see BGS and Obsidian as the space. All of us, we're just guys trying to, all of us others, which is a bad perception, especially by the anti-black manosphere, which I like to, which I have labeled them because these are people who all they do is they'll say the black manosphere is crying while simultaneously crying about the black manosphere, and this anti-black manosphere space is comprised of bitches, hoes, simps, and the misguided. That's how I see it. So somebody clip that for me.
Anything to him. You didn't call him no fuck niggas. You didn't.
I didn't call anybody a fuck nigga at this point. Well, I called Complex Design a fuck nigga after he made that broadcast when I made the about the born and butthurt payasos. It was a response to the broadcast Complex Design did earlier that week. So in Rael, he got up there like a battery was in his fucking back. Like it was just like, huh? Why is Rael saying all this stuff? The day I said it, he didn't come to the show with that energy. The show he said that he came to defuse the situation, which he gave me no indication of.
Didn't call him no bitch niggas. So why you taking out on us this shit you should be saying to him? We didn't have no problem with you. You had
That's okay, but when you call yourselves a brain trust and you are speaking on others like they put you in your fields, and like it was like one of my subs said. I think it was Spain Man. I mean, he subbed the other channels. I mean, I shouldn't say my sub. He's a person that subbed to this channel. He said that you guys' content seemed like an advertisement just so you can say that you're better than everyone else. And that's what it sounds like every time I go to this channel, go to that channel. But, we ain't going to get too much in that. You guys decide for yourself. Like, in fact, what I will say is go visit their channel, watch their content, and you can tell me what you think of it. You don't have to share my opinion.
a wrench over at the brain trust. You was always welcome to pull up on the panel, and when you made your comment, Mike V dropped the link for you to get on the panel. And
I didn't stick around long enough to see that link. I was no longer interested once I listened to at least 5 minutes of that broadcast. I mean, this I'm being brutally honest. Okay, if I'd have saw that link, I would have probably made 5 minutes. But I went back to Marcus's channel. That was the truth, and Marcus can vouch for that. I don't need him to vouch for it. I quite frankly don't give a fuck. But that's what it is.
you said you didn't have time, but you damn sure had time to come through with that goofy ass comment and leave that comment that ain't had nothing to do with you, it didn't concern you, and you interjected yourself in some shit that didn't have anything to do with you, Kev.
I made a comment. I didn't have to interject myself into that situation. I wasn't interjected into the situation. I commented on your content. You can comment on my content too. And in fact, he did comment on my content quite frequently when Complex Design decided to respond. Now, I understand Complex Design. I still don't understand Rael.
That's the facts. That's the facts. And remember, like I said, when I came on your show, I tried to stop this from happening.
Okay. Maybe I don't know. Maybe my short term memory is fucked up because it's but I just don't remember him trying to defuse it in any way.
You was the one who instigated the shit, my dude, by coming with that bullshit.
So
So don't sit here and say I came with that type of shit, because I didn't.
it's on the screen. It's on the screen. Oh, you basically was trying to internet fight when you said this. The top of this screen was right after that broadcast with Complex Design. I decided to create the smoke show. Yeah, we're waiting for this dumb shit, and I'm pulling up too. So don't be a bitch and not let me on the panel. So I dropped the link very early in that show. Now he's going to give an explanation as to why he didn't show up for that show. I want do you guys accept it or not once she says it?
I came on your channel in peace. I didn't say anything to you, and I asked you to your face, have I ever disrespected you? You said no. That's what you said. Go back to the stream and listen to the whole goddamn stream. Look at the date and see what happened. You came with the bullshit, dog. You came with the bullshit.
You came with
Not me,
bullshit.
not the brain trust, dog. We didn't do anything to you. We never had a problem with you.
Problem with Rael came in when he made this comment right here. And he decided that he wanted to participate on a shit on Kevin show on the Brain Trust. I mean, up until that very moment, I had never had a problem with Rael. And if he was so angry about the insult, if he was so angry, why did he express his anger at that smoke show?
Until you had a problem with us because you thought we was talking about your internet daddy. And if we want to talk about that nigga, we'll fucking talk about it. It ain't
Ooh. I mean, nobody's trying to stop you from talking about anybody, but if someone is critical of your approach, then they have the right to be critical of your approach. You're not special. No one is. I'm not special. I mean, some people think I'm special, but is it like my departed mother. I mean, she thought I was special, but I mean, in the scheme of YouTube, man, nobody's too special to be criticized. So, or nobody's too special to be talked about. So I mean, talk about niggas away. Talk about BGS as much as y'all want. I mean, I'm not here to stop that from happening. Okay, it's not. Even if BGS was like, man, fuck them. That's BGS. He's a grown man. As I said earlier, grown men don't need anybody speaking for them. And that was really not my intent to stand up for somebody. I mean, I just gave my opinion. Nobody likes opinions, do they?
shit you can do about it. Or any other nigga in this space who got a problem.
He's so badass, y'all.
I don't give a fuck about none of y'all niggas like that. Especially no internet daddy. Nigga, I grew up with one. And I had great grandfather too. So
He had a good father and a good grandfather. He needs to act like it.
don't play me, dog. Don't play me. I came on your panel to make sure the shit was squashed before it even got started.
Well, maybe he didn't do a good enough job of that shit.
You were the one who made sure it started. So we just chose to try to finish it.
And you did a very poor job of that.
That's all. Because once you insult us, of course we're going to respond. We didn't.
And you should. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should respond to anything that anyone has to say about you, and so do I. So I can respect that part of the game.
We never insulted you. Before you came around with that little bullshit ass comment, nobody had nothing
It was one comment, but okay. I get it. I did mean that to be in a very condescending way.
for you. It wasn't your business. And this is how you high school niggas do.
I've been out of high school for over 20 years, sir. No, I'm not in high school. No, this is not the 13th grade. Uh, but hey, you niggas.
I don't be in people's shit. I
Yes, the fuck you do. That's a lie.
pull up to a nigga I got a problem with. And the only reason why I didn't pull up on your show that night that I said I would, because nigga, I forgot about the shit, because it wasn't even that important. I was talking to my mans in Dubai that night. I forgot.
He was talking about his man's in Dubai. Oh, now he's stunting. He forgot that he said, "Yeah, we're waiting for this dumb shit, and I'm pulling up too. So don't be a bitch and not let me on the panel." Okay, but he forgot because he was talking to his man's in Dubai discussing business. Okay, all right, the businessman.
Got all about the shit. We was talking business, dog. So don't even try to play me like that, dog. I ain't never been scared to pull up on any nigga channel that I got a problem with what they saying, dog. Never. So don't
He was scared that night.
even play me like that. But the fact of the matter is, you fucked up, dog. You were the one that came to the defense of a nigga who wasn't even being criticized. And by the way, BGS ain't the all knowing. He don't know every goddamn thing.
He sure doesn't.
He might know everything to y'all because y'all niggas don't read shit. And
Hey, we don't read. I'm reading the screen right now, but hey, I guess that doesn't matter.
even he tells y'all niggas for the past 5, 6, 7 years. Y'all niggas don't read shit. I've been trying to tell y'all niggas don't read shit. So if we're boring, that nigga's boring too, cause he read too.
Okay, I never said that people who read are boring people. That was not what I meant by that. I was saying that people are boring because they are boring. You can read all the books in the world and still be a pleasant, interesting person. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but people try to interpret shit all fucked up. So you done?
What else you got? Cause I
You
need to
done?
go, cause I ain't got time for this shit. What else you got to say?
Oh, so what? I listen to
Nah, nigga,
you.
don't stumble. Don't fucking stumble.
See, see, that's where the bullshit began. That's what a book. Don't stumble. Don't stumble. Like he was trying to punk me on my own platform. Yeah. You see, the problem is he was afraid of what I was gonna say because I was gonna say some shit 10 times worse than saying that there will Mike V and Complex Design Channel that Rael participates in was a coping space.
Stumble. Say what the fuck you got to say, cause you had a lot of shit to say earlier. Say what the fuck you need to say, my nigga.
Okay. I mean, what is this internet badassery these guys try to do? I mean, all that looks like is you're afraid of what I'm about to say. So I took it there. Okay,
I don't want to
okay.
hear no goddamn
Okay.
stumbling out your
Shut the
goddamn mouth,
fuck
nigga.
up, dude.
You talk
Shut
all
the
that bullshit,
goddamn
nigga.
fuck
I
up,
ain't shutting
nigga. It was at that moment that I realized I needed another mic.
the fuck up on nothing,
Yes,
nigga.
you are.
You
Yes,
don't
you are.
stumble.
You shut
Don't
the fuck
stumble.
up to begin.
Nigga, don't
Shut the
stumble.
fuck up,
Nigga, don't
nigga.
stumble. Say what you got to say.
Okay, well, hit that mute then. You're gonna listen, and if you drop off, you're a bitch ass nigga. Number one, I said all that stuff about the brain trust in response to what Complex Design did. Yeah. Again, Complex Design came over here for 1 minute, said what he was gonna say, and then he took the fuck off. And then 2 weeks later, he decided to do an entire broadcast. See, this is what he's not saying. Number two, you're being a fucking brown nose and kiss ass. You're not a part of them. You just kiss their fucking asses. Thanks, Kev. So when you came over there that night, when you came over to my channel that fucking night, you had none of that fucking energy. None whatsoever. None of it. Yeah, that night, that day, the day it happened. If he was so angry, he should have did it then. I mean, if I insult you, I'm coming with. I mean, if you insult me, rather, I'm coming with the energy like you insulted me. Nobody should have to put up with anyone's shit. Don't even put up with my shit. You could have said anything you goddamn wanted. You could
I
have
didn't have
said
a problem with you, Kevin. Why
no,
would I
no, no,
have that
no,
kind
no,
of
no, no,
energy?
no, no, no,
Why would
nigga,
I?
nigga, nigga,
Why
nigga.
would
No, you're gonna
I?
listen. See why? See, this is why. Look, if I'm gonna have people on this panel, I got to enact a scorched earth policy. Scorched earth policy means that you do not interrupt me when I'm talking, and please don't even fucking try it. Because somebody's gonna come up here, they're gonna try it, and then when I call them out on it, they're gonna act like a fucking kid, and then I'm gonna say something, and they're never coming back. I mean, because they don't want to. It just I'm tired of this bullshit with these. Even some of you other guys that you come on this panel, and like that time Taz came up, and people couldn't stop fucking talking, and people were interrupting people and everything. God damn, if you guys let other people talk, it will take like 1 or 2 minutes for everyone to say what I'm gonna say, unless of course you're a soapbox guy like Rael. Then you gotta wait 5, 10, 15 minutes. But anyway, listen to me now. You're
Why
gonna
would
listen to me
I
now.
have the
You're gonna listen.
energy that you think I should have for you when I had no problem with you? I came to your channel specifically, like
What's
I
all this
said
we shit
before.
then?
I,
What's all this
I
we
said, I
shit?
said, I
What's all
said
this we
before.
shit?
Hold on. Let me
What's all
make
this
some.
we
Hold
shit?
on. Let me
No, no,
make
no. I
something.
let you talk. I
Let
let
me
you
make
talk. Yeah, this. I mean, I've listened to this, but it's kind of a little hard for me to get through. I just decided to review myself. I should have did. I should have just dropped him off the panel then and just reacted to everything he was gonna say and then just moved on. You shouldn't, as a content creator, you shouldn't let anyone do you like this on the channel. Told you, if you still down there, if someone decides to do you like that, drop them off a fucking panel. No one will think any less of you about that. Period. Don't, and I'm not gonna let it happen anymore. I'm just gonna drop you guys down. That's what it is. And seeing that I've let Rael speak as much as he's spoken on this channel, he should have gave me the courtesy. But he was so like it was like he was so fucking afraid of anything that I might say that he just wanted to sit up there and argue and be very female like or whatever. It's just that is something that a content creator should never put up. Period. I don't care who you are.
Something clear. Let me make something clear.
I asked you if
I'm
you
going
was
to answer
finished.
you.
I asked
I'm
you
going
if
to
you was
answer
fucking
your.
finished,
I'm going to
dude.
answer your question. You said, "What's up with all this we shit?" I'm letting you know that I'm with the brain trust, so that's clear. So you're
Are they
not
with you?
confused.
Are
But
they with you?
how,
Are they with you?
but, however, when I came to you before anything got to this point, I came to you because I had a rapport with you. They didn't have a rapport with you like that.
Complex
Although
Design has been
you,
over here many times. Complex
hold on,
Design has already been over here. No, ain't no hold,
although,
dude. I let you speak.
although,
Uh, bro,
although, hold on,
go,
I didn't say you never dealt with them. I said I had more of a rapport. So if anything that needed to be said to squash anything, it would have been me, which is why I got on your platform. I got on a panel with you and
they're men.
Charles. I
They're
got on
men.
a panel with you
They
and
don't need
Charles.
your ass.
I got on
They're
the
men.
panel with
They
you.
are
I got
men.
on the panel with you. Hold on. If it's about manhood, my dude,
Hey,
when we drop the
bro,
link for you,
bro,
when we drop the link for you, you should have got on the panel.
bro,
If it's
bro.
about manhood,
Yeah,
we
no.
dropped the link for
When
you.
I
Though.
said y'all got this, I went back to Keep It 100's channel, who is far more
But that's
entertaining
your
than you
choice. Hold on,
niggas.
that's your choice.
But
That's your choice.
I
But we
didn't see
don't.
a link. I didn't stick around for a link. I didn't want to fall asleep.
But you.
When I
But
want
you.
to watch the
Hold
brain
on.
trust, hey, when I want to fall asleep, I will watch
Okay,
the brain
that's
trust.
fine. Dude, you're making up the same. You're trying to have the same insult the rest of these dumb niggas do.
Okay, so basically, he confirmed to me that this is the regular feedback that that channel gets from others. That it's a boring channel. And it's like other he's calling people other dumb niggas. I mean, well, I mean, some of these guys are smarter than you. I mean, I'm just sorry, you're not the smartest guy in this space. And I'm not even saying that as to suggest that someone else is. I'm just stating from a factual observation that this guy ain't the smartest guy in the space. And he's not the sharpest knife in the drawer or whatever other little figurative descriptions or metaphors you want to say.
And since you're such a high
Because you're
school
so
follower
fucking
type,
smart.
you're a high
You
school
guys are
follower
so
type
fucking
dude.
smart.
You a
Oh my
high school
god.
follower. Hold on,
You
you're a
guys are
high school
so
follower.
smart. Look at you.
Since you're such a high school follower, I don't do that. I didn't do that. If they had an issue with you, I didn't say, well,
What the fuck is a high school follower? I follow high school social media pages. What the fuck is it? What?
since they got an issue with you, I'm gonna have an issue with you. That will make
Yeah.
me a bitch nigga. I didn't do that.
I mean, yep. He said if they have an issue with you, I'm gonna have an issue with you. That makes me a bitch, nigga. Hey, you heard him? It's out his own mouth.
No,
I mean, how you know you got that
on your
already?
panel. No. I came up on your panel. It's in your history. If you go back into that date, if you go back into your stream, you will see that I didn't do that. I didn't just say, yo, y'all are right, he's wrong, and let me just roll with y'all.
Okay,
I didn't say that though.
you specifically
I didn't
said,
say that.
nigga, hold on, one
I
goddamn
didn't
second.
say that, dog.
But bruh, look, gotta mute you again. Gotta meet you again because that's how you be. Look, you said about you that you didn't have that I didn't have a problem with you, and that was true. You didn't say problem with complex design, problem with the Black Brain Trust. You didn't say none of that shit.
Oh my God, you can't follow simple logic. This is simple logic, dog.
Simple logic.
You pulled up
Nigga,
on
you
the
being
brain
simple
trust.
right now.
You pulled up
I
on the
pulled up on the brain
trust,
trust and called y'all niggas
and
a
you
coping
called it a
space.
coping space, right?
I called you a coping space.
Okay,
yes,
so
I did.
when has the brain trust? Hold on. When has the brain trust ever pulled up on your show and called you a name?
I don't give a fuck, actually. Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck. You don't have to pull up on me and calling you a coping space ain't really calling you a name. I didn't say you bitch ass niggas got a coping space over here. You fuck niggas got a coping space. I said though this is a coping space now. That's what I said, and y'all got this. Unless you consider y'all an insult.
Oh, now you don't give a fuck. See,
No,
yeah,
I
you ain't
don't
got
give
no.
a I don't give a fuck because he kept doing that. Like I officially after all of that shit did not give a fuck. So fuck.
Like I said,
Uh
you niggas ain't
I
got no
don't give
code. You niggas ain't got no code. You have no honor. You have no integrity. Because when I asked you a question about if we did it to you, you said some bullshit. But we never did that to you, though.
who cares.
You did it to
You
us.
don't have
And
to.
then, and the
You don't
only reason
fucking
why,
have
hold
to.
on. The only
You
reason
don't
why
have
you,
to. If you're
hold on,
gonna
the
call
reason,
yourself the Black
hold on.
Brain Trust,
The
don't
only reason
nigga,
why,
nigga. If you're
hold
gonna call yourself the Black Brain Trust, if you're gonna call yourself the Black Brain Trust, you need to act like a fucking brain trust. You need to act like somebody that someone can come to instead of listen to a bunch of bitching and complaining about other men.
about some intelligent topics, you think, I don't know why you keep muting me.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
think
yeah. I kept muting him because I gave him the chance to talk. I didn't say anything while he was talking when he first came up. I couldn't get 3 words out my mouth before he started in on this. Now, whoever's impressed by this, hey, you can be impressed all you want, but it really displays your level of acumen. Because you
because
keep talking through me, nigga. This my show. This ain't
you
your
think,
show.
hold on,
Bro,
you dropped the link for me to
look, if this
talk.
if this was
You
your
had a
channel,
lot of bullshit to say. You
if
had a
this
lot
was
of
your
insults to
channel,
talk
if
about, bro.
this was your channel, you could talk as much as
Oh,
you
if this was
wanted.
your,
Well, he was talking about I had a lot of bullshit to say, but I mean, him and Complex Design spent an entire 2 hours on this. I mean, shit. Yeah, for the first section of the show and that other show, yeah, I had every right to say what I was gonna say at that point. So hey, you talked, I talked. I gave you a chance to speak. We could have squashed it, but he gave this approach. We could have squashed this last week. We really could have. But when he started in like a little pigtail little girl and decided that he didn't want to let me talk and he wanted to do all the talking, that's when I decided I didn't give a fuck anymore. I could have said anything to that dude at this point. I could have said anything. You can
channel,
tell me,
if this was
yeah,
your
but this is
channel,
my
yeah,
channel.
you want to
So you can
overtalk
grow
me,
some
nigga,
nuts.
because you know
So
you
you
wrong.
so you
You
can
want to
grow some
overtalk me
nuts
because
and
you know you.
talk. You just want to overtalk me because you know you wrong. When I had just given him the opportunity, and I'm going to say this repeatedly, when I had just given him the opportunity to say what he wanted to say without interruption, without any interruption, and
Wrong.
start your own
You want
channel.
to
And he did nothing but interrupt me. But nigga rules. You
overtalk me
can
because
grow
you
some
know you
fucking
wrong, nigga.
nuts.
You was hurt, nigga. I ain't hurt, dog. I'm good. I'm Gucci, my dude. I'm
Hurt.
straight.
That's why he's
At the
doing it.
end, at the end of the day,
Why don't you be
you making
somebody?
shows
How
about
about
me,
that?
nigga. You making shows about me, nigga. I ain't making no show about you. You unimportant.
Nigga, well, if you're part of the
You
brain
unimportant.
trust,
You unimportant.
if you're a part of the brain
If
trust,
you
you
want to
already
learn
made
something,
two
my nigga, you
shows.
pull up on us.
If you're a part of the brain trust, right? You already made two
If you
shows about me.
if
You already
if
made
you
two
wanna,
shows about me, and you
yeah,
got more views doing
we
that
made.
show than any of your other little stupid ass boring shows. Yeah, I wasn't kidding about that. I mean, if if I have a show, if you have a show where I'm the center and I'm the subject, and you get like what 600 views one show and 500 views the next show, and then something that is important to you only gets 2 or 300, that is true. That means that I am one of the top topics on your channel, along with the guys in the Black Manosphere, which that is the top topic on his channel. It's not tech, it's not science, it's not politics. The top topics is talking about other niggas. Just like the other channel with Fat Boy with the top hat. His top topics, the top subject matter is talking about other niggas. I just don't want to see a show that I'm supposed to trust become that and degrade to that. That's all I'm saying. Have whatever come look, will have whatever criticisms you have on a guy that calls himself brutally honest because that's the type of environment that I facilitate. But what I'm saying is is that if you're going to give yourself that much reverence, you need to carry yourself like that. So, not that, this situation needed much clarity, but
We made hold on,
no, you
hold on.
made two shows and you got more views
Okay.
on those two shows than
Only
any of
hoes.
your.
Okay.
Shut up,
Okay.
nigga.
Get it
Like I
out. Get it
said,
all out. Get it
yeah.
all out, nigga. Get it
Well,
out your
shit.
chest.
I
Get it off your
said
breast.
like I gave you a chance to get it all out, but you decided that that wasn't the case. when when you made those two shows about me, since you're part of the stupid ass fucking Black Brain Trust, you got more views on those two shows than any other shows with your little boring ass topic. Hell,
Okay,
I can read it.
get it off
I
your
can
breast.
read a mass.
I know.
I can
I
read a
know.
I can read a
I know.
magazine. I
I
can
know.
read a magazine. I can read a goddamn book. I know about
Okay.
some of the stuff
What
that
what
you
book what
niggas
book are
talk
you
about.
reading now?
Hey
What book are
nigga,
you reading now?
what book you read now? Fuck
What book are you
Rael.
reading
That's the
now?
book I'm reading. Fuck Rael. That's the book I'm reading right now.
You can't fucking read shit, nigga. You
Yeah, you
dumb.
can't. I read those comments. uh, just wow. His flex was reading. His flex was reading, y'all. I just want y'all to listen to this. Hey, Red, you dumb. You can't read
You
nothing.
dumb. Like I said on the
Well,
panel,
you're
you
a
dumb.
pussy. You're a
You
fucking
dumb.
pussy. Look at me.
You gotta follow niggas on the internet, nigga.
Oh no, niggas
You
follow
an
me.
internet follower. You a high schooler nigga trying to be popular.
Nigga, I got my own channel.
You a weak.
Roast. Literally, the guy that just got through saying that he's a part that he rolls with guys on the internet. See the irony in all of this. Some
Nigga.
nuts and get your own.
You a weak nigga. You a weak
Yeah,
nigga. You a
and
weak
you're
nigga. That's
easy to say that on the internet. I'll tell you that much.
all it is.
And you're a
That's all it
bundle of
is.
sticks,
You was
sir.
in the wrong, and then you got held to account for being in the wrong. And instead of being a stand-up man and saying, you know what, my bad for pulling up on y'all with that shit. I involved
Because I
myself in
was
some
right.
shit that had
Because I
nothing
was
to do
right.
with
Y'all
me.
some boring,
How did that shit
coping
have
ass
anything to do
niggas.
with you? Hold on.
Y'all
How
some
did that shit
boring,
have
coping ass
anything to
niggas.
do with you? Hold on. How did that have anything to do
Y'all
with
some
you?
boring, coping ass
Hold
niggas.
on. Let me
And
ask you
I
a
am a
question.
fucking
How did
spectator.
hold on. How did that have anything to do with you? The response that Mike V gave to AB Media. How did that have anything to do with you?
Because AB Media is my dog. That's why. Yeah, that was be me and extremely smug. Now, if AB Media is anywhere listening right now or part of the replay gang, I know you don't need me, sir. And if you feel used because I said a smug remark, then my apologies. But my reasoning for that was since he wants to call himself a soldier for that channel, shit, I'll just go ahead and be a stand up guy for the Black Manosphere and those who are a part of it. So, hey, this is where it ended.
Man, shut the fuck up. Man, shut the fuck. You a
Oh,
bitch,
shut the
nigga.
fuck up.
You a whole ass nigga. Get the fuck out of my face, man. I'm out of here, dog.
I'm not in your face. You're on the internet. Okay, so I just wanted to clear the air with that. Maybe I took a little bit too long on it. Maybe I kept you guys engaged. Maybe I didn't. But just wanted to let you guys know, just to give clarity to what actually happened. And many of you saw this last week. But my thing is, if I let Rael say what he wanted to say, and if he would have let me speak properly and gave me the same courtesy that I gave him, maybe, just maybe, it would have been a more positive resolution. Maybe it was, but he didn't come over here for that night. He wanted to look like an internet badass by cutting me off and not letting me speak. And that doesn't make you look badass at all. It just makes you look like you're afraid of what the other person is going to say. And if I haven't made myself clear enough, I stand by everything I said to him after he started interrupting me. That is the brutal, honest truth. Um, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. Things could have been better, but this taught me a very valuable lesson. You ain't finna cut me off on my shit, or you can go kick rocks. That's just what it is. You can kick rocks. I'm not having that shit, and no content creator should. Period. Not any of you should put up with that shit on your channel. none of you. So anyway, let me open this panel. Let some of you guys come up here and get your shit off or whatever. Let me scroll back in these comments for see if I missed anything. Let me start at Jada saying, "What up, Kev?" Said, "I see you survived the encounter with the Cobra." Uh, Rael was pissed. Saber tooth, not saber suit. Saber suit. You talking about training from the Power Rangers, man? How she used to say that shit. Saber suit tiger. Oh man. Uh, yeah, I was hoping Ryan would express his points without throwing out insults. I mean, he felt insulted, so he felt like he had to do that. American Negro, what's good? Uh, Mike V, Oni Man. I'm sure you mean Omni Man. Toya. Yeah, yeah, that is fire, whatever that means. Zentober in the building. I think the two sides have reached an impasse. It's impossible to have to coexist on YouTube. Separation is paramount whenever methodologies clash. Uh, Said if there wasn't so much interruptions from Rael, you guys would have probably reached a solution. I respect Rael intelligence, but he's too aggressive here. I wish him well, but damn. I mean, I wish him whatever. Kevin never gonna let me live that down. Black light. Please hit the like button. Premium network was good. Yeah, I'm about to drop the link. Black male fuckery, my bad. Right, they need to stay on topic. Some guys cope in this space given all the crap black men go through in this society, but this space is not a coping space. I say, why cope? How with others feel about you when you can always embrace making those same people hate you? Best way you can do that is by being successful. Hurry up and buy. Sound like dude just looking for a reason to start shit with Kev and BGS for no reason. Women do that shit. It's sad as fuck. He just need to hit the link and address like a man do. Shit sad. I'm anti-black manosphere, but I still show support. Okay. I mean, but whether I don't see you on like repeated broadcasts saying the same shit. I mean, that I mean, you don't do like others do. You know, when I say anti-black manosphere, I mean the guys that just look. They wake up in the morning, they don't even brush their teeth first, and then they just look for another reason to complain about the space instead of talking to these guys and understanding where they're coming from. And they have the opportunity to do the same thing. I can maybe understand where they coming from. That's why we have such smoke shows. I find times when people say they're anti something, they just want to say a thing to change. Then they'll be pro said thing. What does anti-manosphere even mean? Dark Knight mentality. They want other people to talk about or do what they want them to do. This space to me ultimately a buffet of thought. You pick out what you like and disregard the rest. Makes sense. Makes sense. Rael had issue with BGS for a minute. I have many issues with dude myself, but I don't engage with him. Herb and by remember that night. Jada, this Rael dude is a wannabe gangster online alongside his posse. I guess they are the three Negro amigos. LMAO, Kev, you crazy. Tough blurs on the net is hilarious. Yeah, fucking hilarious. He is killing me with that bravado. Real tough guy. Yeah, because it becomes a screaming match and unproductive. Yeah, 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 it does. I agree. Rael is the new YouTube intimidator, UTV. May you live in interesting times. I've been stopped listening to those dudes. They are pretentious as fuck. Mike V especially. Damn, Kev, how you know you're not that already? Well, exactly, Kev. Sound like you're crying at this point. Those black grain trust dudes are a bunch of egomaniacs trying to flex online. They just don't know that there are more knowledgeable black men here. Surprise, surprise. MOT, laugh emoji. The Black Grain Trust group is mad because folks are not buying whatever they are selling. I wonder why. I mean, but that's damn. I just need 4 more views to make 1K. Hey, drop the link to whatever show that is, and guys, go ahead and give them that 1K. So, hey, uh, shoot, let me go and drop this link. Whoever wants to come up comes up. It's been an hour and 38 minutes, so let's make it good. Yeah. I mean, as you can see, I'm still grown man with it. But hey, yeah. So whoever wants to come up, man. Let's have a convo. And anybody watching in the clouds that want to give me some smoke, you can do that too. Yeah, yeah. That's that's pretty much the size of it. Femi from the chat was good. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Femi from the chat dropped a real smug comment, and what she did was she proved something that I said about how women impact the spaces that men are in. She y'all gave her a lot of attention. See, Femi, I wasn't gonna fall for that shit. I almost did, but I didn't. And it for me, it takes some self reflection for me to get to that level. And I honestly wish that some of these guys around here would do the same. I mean, don't fall for the bait. Just don't do it. You know what you said. You know what you said. That comment you made. You got all them replies. So. I mean, but I'm just a guy that's like you feel how you feel, but sometimes, some people are gonna respond. Yeah, where's premium at? Shoot. Or chaos rain. Or chaos rain usually sticks up here. I mean, if not, we can go ahead and wrap this up. I pretty much said everything I was gonna say. I mean, oh, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Shoot. So yeah. So just to recap, Richard Roundtree passed away at 81. Matthew Perry passed away at 54 yesterday, drowning in his hot tub. There's no evidence of foul play. Richard Roundtree died from pancreatic cancer. Francis Ngannou fought the good fight against Tyson Fury. Uh, yeah, many people feel as if Francis Ngannou was robbed, but many people do feel that hey, Tyson Fury won the boxing match, and everybody is up for debate. God flow that one that I hate. What's good, James? Yes, I understand being an Avatar lover in these spaces. You say that's the wrong link? Okay. Uh, oh, that's the right link. Five Night After Freddy. How is that movie anyway? I mean, I haven't. I know it's on Peacock. Shoot, is it good? Is it scary, or is it like PG-13 scary? What's good, Chaos Rain?
What's good, man? Yeah, I was looking at, I clicked it instead of reading the link for the StreamYard link. It's actually a YouTube link.
Oh, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why you was wondering why it didn't come up. But yeah, oh, what's this? Yeah. But I'll tell you, Kevin, something else, man. You're so calm with it still, and then you had to let unleash it a little bit. But if you got to enforce some rules, I get it, in a way.
Yeah, I mean, is how you look to the people that view your channel.
Mhm.
If you let people treat you like a pushover, then that's exactly what they're gonna do. That's
Hmm.
how the rest of your audience is going to look at you. If you don't take control of things, that people aren't going to be loyal to you like that. They'll go somewhere else, and they'll watch a more assertive individual, and that's not an appearance that I want you know to have on this channel. But as far as the Black Brain Trust and Rael is concerned, I'm finished with it. There does not have to be beef. I said what I said, and them guys can basically kick rocks forever. If I end up on a panel with them and they got something to say, then hey, then it is what it is. But I mean, I'm not gonna continue to bring them up, mention their names or whatever. I'm gonna do like Vince McMahon in WWF wrestling. I'm gonna focus it on helping myself and not hurting the other guy. If I am to prove that I'm the better channel, I have to do that. That's just what
Yeah.
it is. Just didn't. I mean, every content creator has that same obligation to
Hmm.
themselves.
Yeah.
But what up, Naima?
I'm good. Oh, hang on. Let me change my avatar for a minute.
You're gonna change your avatar?
Yeah, he doesn't want to be the two wolves, the good and evil.
Oh, Richard Roundtree, rest in peace.
I'm
Yeah.
a bad motherfucker. I also got one picture of Charlie Wilson because he is a prostate cancer survivor. And next month, you know what that is?
Mhm.
Next month.
That's like
Go ahead. Go
next
ahead.
month
Though.
is November.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say something like next month is Thanksgiving. Time to
That
hit up.
too.
Yeah, yeah. Time to hit up some houses and get some plates.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
funny thing is, like, stateside, it's prostate cancer. Since we're talking about cancer and everything, because this month being what it is. But September, a lot of people don't know in the U.S. is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. But y'all
Mhm.
have to shift over to November with everybody with the rest of the world. And
Mhm.
I just think that as
Mhm.
much as people are like sporting the mustache and raising awareness and donating whatever, how many dudes are actually getting tested about this stuff? We even have a serious conversations about male breast cancer after Richard Roundtree.
Mhm.
Just like how many dudes get tested for prostate and by the way, when they test you for prostate, they also test you for testicular cancer as well. And how many of
Mhm.
them do that after learning stories of men like Charlie Wilson and whatnot?
Mhm.
I mean, Charlie Wilson lost his father to prostate cancer, and there's a couple
Mhm.
men in this space we know who lost family members to that as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. My dad just had a battle with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a
Uh,
cancer. Yeah, and
Interesting you mentioned that one because the late Kevin Samuels was a survivor of that. He survived non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
yeah, I'm a survivor of acute megalogonous leukemia.
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow,
Yeah, yeah. I was 15. Uh, what's
consider
going
yourself
on,
fortunate, man.
freak? I mean, yeah, yeah, it's fortunate I'm a survivor. I've also dealt with survivor's guilt because I mean, when you're that young and you get treated at a hospital named Children's Hospital, you run into other children who have the same that they not only with other afflictions, other cancers. I knew I knew three other I knew three other you know kids around my age with the same thing, and two of them didn't make it. So, and I mean, like I got to be kind of friends with them. So, yeah, it was a very, very trying
Mhm.
period in my life, I would say. I mean,
Mhm.
sometimes I
I
would
mean,
be like,
people who survive tragic accidents, war veterans in some cases, they all have that survivor's guilt,
yeah,
one way or another. So it is what it is. But I can say it's like I'm sure if you gotten to know them pretty well, I'm sure you gotten to know their families. I'm sure they probably told you don't blame yourself for their deaths. It is what it is. So you shouldn't feel that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I had a quite a bit of counseling after that. I did. So, I
Good.
mean, I'm not trying to. I'm not.
Gabby, okay?
Look at this. Look at this. Femi from the chat made a short and she tagged me in it. That's good. You all right, girl. Yeah,
Okay,
but
first of all, let's be honest about something here very seriously. First of all, I must say Tyson Fury is one of the greatest boxers of all time, but I do believe I won the fight. You
yeah.
cannot say I did not beat him. And yes, I am doing Francis Ngannou because Francis Ngannou, as big and powerful as he is, he's known to be very soft spoken and talks like this. But he will, in his own way, say, "Don't lie to me. Don't tell me lies.
I
And
think
don't tell me lies like Dana White did, because Dana White did not want to tell the truth. He did. I did what I had to do. I had to make the changes I had to make, but I'm still a champion because I learned to play the game. I did not let the game play me.
yeah, that
Hey,
is
I could do the Dikembe Mutombo, but that's another time. That's for another time.
yeah. So no, not today. Not today.
No, 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 not today, not today.
Yeah, man.
Excuse me.
Shoot, how was everybody's week, man? You know, since this like I like calling this a smoke show, but you know I rarely get smoked, so
Uh,
that's cool. That's cool. So might as well be a little positive. How were you guys' weeks? Any victories?
not really. In my case, it started snowing out here already since last night. So it's been a snowy Halloween of sorts. And it's Monday morning over here. It's like 6:30 in the morning, 6:25 in the morning out here. So apart from just learning about Richard Roundtree's death, watching the shit on the news, I'm just like, is what it is.
Man, I'm so glad I live in the South in the United States because we barely get snow. I mean, we had that snow apocalypse in the Atlanta area,
Uh-huh.
where we got 1 inch of snow and it basically shut down the city. But other than that, man, growing up in the South has been great. I mean, I ain't have to deal with, you know, 5 and 6 feet of snow. Like that doesn't happen. It's- I mean, that shit is awesome. I mean, when it gets cold, we consider like uh 20 and 30 degrees cold. So
Shit.
so we break out the big puffy jackets and the gloves and the skull caps and everything is
Start
just
rocking Timbs, y'all looking like New Yorkers and shit, like something out of a rap video.
yeah, we start doing that kind of thing, but uh
Motherfuckers rocking Timbs in the South. What the fuck?
I do not. I mean, as far as like northern cities like New York, Chicago, and like in the upper states, close to Canada, I do not envy these people at all. Do not. I mean,
Uh,
y'all can have all that snow shit. Build a snowman all you want. Like, look, I like being in the South.
hey, I grew up in the Middle East, okay, and growing up in the Persian/Arabian Gulf, I'll tell you, we never had to deal with snow in the winter, but we had to deal with monsoon rains, and it did get
Okay.
pretty chilly. And
Uh,
sometimes you have to worry about floods, but
yeah, but over there when it gets hot, it gets hot. I can only
oh
imagine.
man, if you are in the East, if you're in the Gulf region, or maybe on the Red Sea coast, it's not just hot. You got to deal with humidity like a motherfucker.
Mm.
Even if it's late at night, you're gonna be walking around. You're gonna be sweating like crazy.
Oh,
There's that goddamn humidity and shit.
okay. Yep.
But
Yes.
it ain't hey, I'm sure in the South. Wait, where in the South you at? Which state are you in?
I grew up in Alabama, but I'm in Georgia at the moment.
Yeah, but like in places like Alabama, but in Alabama, Mississippi, even in Louisiana, it gets musty, doesn't it, in the summer?
Yeah, it gets pretty high. We get up in like the early hundreds. Like I think the hottest that it will get is like 104, 105. But
Can't be out in the day. You can't be out there at high noon in the day with the sun being out like that.
no, not really. I
Shit.
mean, like the regular during the summer is like 90 plus. But we do get those 100 days. But it's not something that I know they deal with up north. I know it unless somebody comes from a northern city that gets those kinds of temperatures in the summertime. But up north is like we don't get nearly as cold as they do up in places like New York. We don't, like I said,
Uh,
especially cities close to Canada, like Detroit.
the Great Lake areas and the Great
Yeah,
Lake
the Great Lake,
areas.
the Great Lake areas.
I mean, Niagara Falls is one place. Yeah. You've been to if you've ever been to Buffalo, shit.
Oh,
Rick James was right to get the fuck up out of there. Excuse my French.
well, the most northern I ever been is Detroit. I would say. Yeah, me and two of my friends went to the WrestleMania event that year.
Oh,
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Joe Louis Arena.
Uh, let me see. Let
Wait,
me
what
look.
year was this?
This was 2007. Uh,
Oh, I think. Oh, did they close? They probably closed down the Joe Louis Arena at the time because whenever they were in Detroit, it was Joe Louis Arena they were at. Because I remember Survivor Series 2000. That's where they had it. They had it.
yeah,
No,
it was.
Survivor Series '99. Sorry, it was in Joe Louis Arena.
Yeah. But WrestleMania that year was at Ford Field. Uh, I actually,
Ah,
I actually met Ron Simmons. The guy that was in the APA.
damn,
Yeah, him. Yes, I actually shook his hand.
damn. That's all I'm gonna say about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh man,
yeah. I actually met him, shook his hand, called him the first Black World Champion. All he wanted to do was get a beer. He was like, "Get out of my way, get out of my face." I was like, "Oh my God, it's Ron Simmons, the first Black World Champion." He walked up to me and shook my hand. Ron Simmons is a very physically imposing dude. Even at that age, he was very physically imposing. Like he
you
was a
gotta understand. I'm sorry, Kevin. You gotta understand one thing about Ron Simmons. You're talking about a man from Warner Robins, Georgia.
oh
That's where he's from. Warner Robins, Georgia. That's where he's from. Went
yeah,
to Florida State. Three-time football American for the Seminoles, along with Deion Sanders, the only players out there. Jerseys retired.
and people can call wrestling fake all they want, man. I've watched plenty of shoot interviews. They said Ron Simmons used to beat people's asses for real. Like if you
Ron Simmons was somebody you didn't want to fuck around with. I mean, even
not
Mark
at
Henry said
all, not at all.
he was the type of dude. If you looked at him, he look at you like, "Hell, you looking at?"
Yeah, that was the that was the that was the appearance he gave that day that I shook his hand. But I think what saved me, Ron Simmons, first Black World Champion, and I actually shook the man's hand. Like, yeah,
And he called him Mr. Simmons. He would have been respectful to you. Said, "Oh, hey, how
yeah,
you doing, young man?"
yeah. It was like that. It was like that. And then he
Yeah.
went and got his beer, and he went right back to Ford Field
Yeah.
because
Two
they do
things
that
he loved to do, especially with John Bradshaw Layfield. There was beers and cigars.
beer, cigars, and playing cards. Yeah, they were card players for real. Like
Oh,
yeah, so that was a very fun weekend for me. They had that WrestleMania access. I believe that's why I was able to meet him because we were in WrestleMania access. Um,
WrestleMania 2007. That was Russell. Wait, that was WrestleMania. What WrestleMania was that? Was that
2007.
20?
That was the
Yeah.
battle of the billionaires where Donald Trump and Vince McMahon had wrestlers representing them, and the billionaire, had to
Uh,
get their head shaved, and Vince McMahon was
WrestleMania 23.
uh
That was WrestleMania 23.
yeah, that was WrestleMania 23.
Because
That day,
22 was in Chicago.
yeah,
And
23,
then
and then we went that next year to Orlando for 24. Then we went to Dallas.
24.
Then no, it was Houston for WrestleMania 25. Uh, Yeah, so we
26 was in Arizona.
yeah, we went to that one too. And
Uh-huh.
then and then we
Shawn
went
Michaels' last match was there.
yeah, and then like we went to like let me see 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28 was in Miami
Oh, that was against the highlight.
cuz
The main
27
event was
cuz 27 was in Atlanta.
27 was in Atlanta. Had to be at the Georgia Dome. Had to be at the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, before they built before they built the new stadium.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was at the Georgia Dome. Yeah, I remember how packed it was. That was the one where I think Triple H and Undertaker fought for the second time, and
No, yeah, it was the second time. The third time was at
Yeah, and
2018.
that time when
Got
when Undertaker put Triple H in the Hell's Gate to beat him.
I think that was the one where
27. Yeah,
Tri-
27. Yeah.
Triple H Triple H made him tap to
Like,
the
he
Hell's
had a
Gate.
sledgehammer in his hand. He was going to hit him, and then saying he slipped him into give him the Hell's Gate.
Yeah, then
Yeah, that was 27.
yeah, and Undertaker came down to that Johnny Cash song.
Ain't no great.
Yeah, that
Can
one.
hold my body down.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that for me that wasn't one of the best WrestleManias because I guess because of the seating that I had, but they were all
Was
they were all good experiences. Like they like I will compare it to college game day. Like I've been to a couple college game days at University of Alabama, even though I was an Auburn fan. But yeah, I mean I've been to a few sporting events. Like they were always pretty good experiences.
oh, you support Auburn?
Yeah, I'm an Auburn fan, and they beat Mississippi State yesterday.
Uh,
So
acquaintance of
but
mine is a graduate from there. She's a graduate from Auburn.
who?
Oh, you don't know her. This is a friend of
Oh,
mine.
okay.
Somebody
Oh,
I know
okay.
in my personal life.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
she
okay.
went to Auburn, and although from Georgia, she was like she's originally from Georgia. She's from Georgia, but went to college in Auburn and went to Berkeley. But anyway,
Mm, okay. All
but
right.
this
Well,
boxing match, man, I saw the highlights and it's like he scored that knockdown, but the thing was is like
yeah, it's very hard to it. It's very hard for the challenge. Well, he wasn't really a challenger. He was an exhibition. It was an exhibition fight, but it's really hard to beat a champion via decision. It's really hard. I think that's just the way it is. But Ngannou had a phenomenal showing. And for someone who's never did a boxing match before, his showing
uh,
was pretty good.
yeah. Initially, he was a lot of people don't know this, but initially he was trained as a boxer before he in France. He initially trained as a boxer before he shifted into MMA. He was planning to become a boxer, but he was convinced to go into MMA, and that's where he found his success, especially as such an accomplished knockout artist. Until his first fight with Stipe, and a lot of people don't forget that Francis has got a chin. He's got knockout power, but he's got a chin.
Oh, he has crazy knockout power. I mean, I was just watching. I watched that very short fight with him and Alistair Overeem. He fucked him up pretty
Oh,
good.
that uppercut, and Overeem just didn't see it coming
Yeah,
because
but
like Overeem was talking because that fight came after. If you know the backstory of that fight, he had challenged Stipe he had challenged Stipe Miocic earlier that year for the title and lost because Miocic realized I have to take this guy to the ground, and so he figured just take him to the ground and ground and pound him and wear him out for like 5 rounds to get a unanimous decision because he got clipped and realized all right we got to go to the wrestling. We can't stand up with this guy.
yeah.
And then his next fight was against Derek Lewis in what was considered the most boring fight at one point
Oh yeah. I was just
in
about
that
to
yeah.
mention that. Yeah, it
And in
wasn't.
that fight, you remember what Herb Dean did because they were hesitant to engage and everything. At one point, Herb Dean was like had to call stop, I called the timeout, brought them to, told them, come here, y'all need to start engaging. This back and
Yeah,
forth, not disengagement is getting ridiculous, and the crowd was just booing them both. And
yeah,
Derek
just
Lewis
like
came
it,
out with a split decision, with a
yeah,
decision.
just like Israel Adesanya and Yoel Romero. Yeah, remember how disappointing that fight was? Um, Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou compared to that
Yeah,
because they both cared of each other because they was doing like Derek Lewis, as crass as he was knocking motherfuckers out, and
like what he
Francis.
did to Alexander Volkov, that knockout. Because remember, he was losing in that fight, and then he pulled off that knockout in the final round.
Oh yeah,
And if you remember the weigh-in before that fight, where Lewis and Ngannou just looked at each other, and apparently Ngannou whispered in his ear, "Now you go to sleep." And Derek Lewis, who's originally from New Orleans but grew up in Houston, he wasn't going to take that line down. He shoved him, and next thing everybody had to get in between them. And when it was go time, both of them respected each other's knockout power, and they were just cautious, hoping that Lewis, trying to get the other one to make a mistake or something like that. Because I guess both of them were trying to. It was like the battle between two counterpunchers. I mean, I don't know if you're a boxing head like most guys, but if you remember, what's their names? I forgot. They were featured. I remember anybody who's a gamer who might remember the Fight Night series. These two I can't forget. I can't remember the names. One was called the Babyface Assassin. Both of them were Mexican, but
you talking about Camacho and Mancini, are you?
no, Camacho was Puerto Rican.
Okay.
The two of them, they were like lightweight, like some like flyweight or featherweight counterpunchers. One something, and the other was I'm gonna look them up because they were like. But anyway, it was a battle between two counterpunchers, and they were both trying to get the other one to initiate
You talking
the.
about Marco Barrera?
Yes, Marcos Barrera, and the other one was like. Let me look it up.
You talking about Juan Marquez?
No, I think it was Barrera.
I mean, but the opponent though,
Yeah, I'm looking for him like that. No,
was it Nassim Hamed or Juan Marquez?
no, it was another Latino.
Eric Morales?
Yes, Eric Morales. Morales
Okay.
and Barrera.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm looking at it
Eric,
right now. Because I gotta say, Google is your friend. They said that he had a trilogy fight with Eric Morales.
Eric Morales and El Terrible took on, the big face assassin. It was look at the boxing record. He had a trilogy with something. Yeah, Marco Antonio Barrera, the babyface assassin,
Okay.
because they were
All
both
right.
counterpunchers. And in their bouts, it was like who was gonna go the other one to make the first strike or make the first move. I said that. And in their trilogy, they had a trilogy because like what is it?
Mm,
This was like in the 2000s, so early 2000s, late 90s.
okay.
Uh,
Hey, but listen up, fellas. I'm about to.
Call that night.
Yeah, call it a night. I gotta work early tomorrow. I usually try to
Yeah,
keep I usually try to keep my schedule like not very early on
yeah,
Monday,
fair
but
enough.
yeah, I'm tomorrow night show. Let me go and advertise it right now.
Mhm.
Tomorrow night show, I'm saying, is the topic is the Black Manosphere and divestors aren't the same. It seems that there's a sentiment that the Black Manosphere is no better than the divestors, and they're two sides of the same coin. So, what I'm gonna
Mhm.
do is I'm gonna push back against
Wait a
that.
minute. Let me see if I understand this right. What is it they said about the Black Manosphere?
They say we're the same as the divestors. We have as much hatred for black women as the divestors have hatred for black men.
To quote Snowman in the morning, I just gotta say, who told this lie?
Well, from what I saw, it was like three content creators in particular. And really there's a couple guys too, but there's a couple of female content creators that has been kind of pushing this, and another female content creator that kind of mentioned this as the perception. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend all
Mhm.
day tomorrow thinking about the differences that make that kind of statement and thought process BS, and then I'm gonna present it on the show tomorrow night.
Okay,
I
I'll be
really
there. I'll be looking forward to listening to it. But
word.
in the meantime, to all the folks out there who are still avid smokers of the good shit, always remember the rules that Redman mentioned in his song "How to Roll a Blunt" from his classic album "What the Album," and
Alrighty,
stay and always abide by those rules, dude.
word.
Mm-hmm.
And let's not forget, there's still a lot of people who still love to drink. There's a reason Busta Rhymes and Diddy did a song back in 2000, 2001 on the Genesis album. So y'all might remember that joint. Pastor
Mm-hmm.
Cavassier. The
Oh
remix
yeah.
was better.
Oh yeah, yeah. I agree with that because like Diddy was on the original one, and for me, Diddy messes up songs. But the second one, he that was the one he put in the video, the remix, and yeah,
The remix had Pharrell Williams
yeah,
doing the hook.
yeah.
Yeah, good stuff. But anyway, you got work in the morning.
Word. Yes, yes, I do.
Have
So
a may your Sunday evening be a blessed one, and may your Monday morning start on the right step. And stay blessed, my brother. Stay safe, Kev. Chaos, good to see you. Hopefully you're not in your feelings. If you need a hug, just let me know. Just fuck with
what?
you. No, I just know I just fuck with chaos like that sometimes. He
Word,
my little
word.
brother. I just messing with him.
Okay. All right.
Chaos,
Cool.
chaos, you asleep?
What happened? What you
Chaos.
saying? What happened? What happened?
No, I was kind of teasing you by saying, if you're upset about something, just come on, just holler at me. I'll be always there to give you a hug, man.
You know, it's funny.
You know,
You
you're
said
my little
something.
brother. You know that.
Yeah. One thing I noticed. Ron Wills had a stroke. Y'all heard about this?
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Ron
Ron
Wills
Wills. Yeah, he
had a
had a
stroke.
stroke.
When did he have a stroke? Seriously?
They said was it days ago? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Ah,
they said he's fine.
oh,
From
okay.
my,
Oh, it's a mild one. Okay,
I don't know.
okay.
We don't know the severity of the stroke. All I know is the man had a stroke
Uh,
in his late 50s. Yeah.
oh man, I mean, I lost my father earlier this year, and about a few years prior to that, he suffered a stroke,
Yeah.
and it was a severe stroke for him. But fortunately, he was they were able to get him, had him hospitalized and stable within time. But oh my God, this is like just thinking about that. Just you
Yeah.
have a stroke,
Yeah.
and if they get you, and if you reach a hospital and they stabilize you within 3 hours, which is called the golden period, you're most likely to get a speedy recovery. But
Yeah.
what parts of the brains are affected and to what severity the stroke is,
Well, like many things, the man's from what I'm hearing, nothing really too crucial from what we know. But usually at a certain point in life and age, anything's possible. It kind of shocked me because I think who said it? I think was it Lee Durrell? one of them said when I asked him, he said, yeah. So I'm not sure where Ron Will stays at. I don't know if he's in Detroit or something. But
DC.
okay, yeah. I mean, wish for him the best still, for the brothers still,
Yeah,
But
but hey, fellas, that's a lot of shit we got to talk about next time because like we talked about brothers, we got to talk about health. We're talking about cancers and such. Another thing we should also be talking about is cardiovascular disease because that's something because like the late Arthur Ashe had that shit, which is the reason why he had a heart attack at 36. But we also have to take heed to somebody like Deion Sanders because remember he apparently had a family history of blood clots. That's how he lost his two toes. But he's not completely out the woods like that. So these are things we need to talk about. These are
Yeah.
things that need to be discussed, and everybody needs to take serious action about that stroke. But yeah, thanks for giving me the heads up on that one, Chaos.
mm,
Yeah, may Uncle Rom get a bit, have a speedy, successful recovery. Oh wow.
Yeah.
But
Take care of yourself, black man.
yeah,
Take care of yourself.
yeah, you all you got. We got right now. Because
Word.
there's a lot of people I know who's dying of all kinds of shit. Hell, December, because that red ribbon's still there, and a lot of people just messing around, just catching it willy nilly, in certain parts of the world. So anyway, no discussion for another time. Sorry for taking up your time, Kev. You have a good evening, Chaos. Good seeing you,
mm-hmm,
man.
mm-hmm.
All right, one.
Word. All right. Thanks for coming up. Sun is hot. Raw was good, but uh, yeah, it's been a couple hours. I'm about to end this one. Like I said, I got to get up early in the morning. But yeah, man,
Thanks,
Kev.
Chaos. Thanks, Sun is hot. Later. Sorry about
Mm-hmm.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, dealing with our casual realities is something that we got to do every day. And yeah, some very real stuff discussed tonight, along with me reviewing myself. So um, for all of you guys that endured this with me one more night, thank you once again. Thank you to Nama. Thank you to Chaos Rain for coming up and being on the panel. Yeah, so hopefully I can see you guys tomorrow night. Hopefully nothing happens until then that is negative or whatever. Hopefully everyone has a great start to their week. So I'll end with this: long live the habitual line steppers and Kev we trust. And when you don't give up, you shall win. Peace out.